What up, homie?
Hi.
You put the chair went down too far that time.
I know, and I gotta go back up a little bit. All right, there we go.
Thank you, Honey's Aaron Solar, for having us on the live stream today. We gave away a Disneyland trip already this morning.
Yeah, shout out to Erica, who got 4 3-day one-park tickets plus a stay at the Disneyland Resort Hotel.
And we are giving those away every day this week.
We sure are.
Yeah. So every day this week, it's a stay. Oh, that's why it's called a stay a day.
Yeah.
On our end, I thought because we were letting them stay at the Disneyland Resort Hotel, it was called, okay, I get it. Voila.
Hi.
Viola.
There we are.
There we are. Good morning. How was your Thanksgiving?
We had a really good Thanksgiving. This was first post marriage Thanksgiving, so I didn't have the kiddos on this one.
That
it's okay.
Admit it. I'm just kidding.
You know what I'm finding? You know what I'm learning? I mean, first of all, yeah, it was super relaxing, right? But I'm learning that I've got about a 5-day threshold. Right around day 5 is where I start to get kind of like emotional missy, you know?
Yeah.
The first 2 or 3 days, it's like, woo! I walk around in my underwear. I'm gonna watch all the shows that cuss. I'm gonna get caught up on Yellowstone, and then right around day 5, you're like, all I want to do is watch Steven Universe.
Because you do 1 day on, 1 day off, right?
How do you mean?
1 week on, 1 week off.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I went to Vegas to see my kiddos for Thanksgiving, and my friend Jamie and her kids went with us because all the kids are friends. And so 11 of us did a Thanksgiving buffet. Me, Jamie, Joe, his girlfriend, and 7 kids, and it was interesting.
It's like you guys all got off on the Mayflower together. If only you had appropriate attire.
I know. If only. And then we watched the rest of the Cowboys-Raiders game. That was awesome.
Who won?
The Raiders, Dad.
Oh.
And we had a good time. It was a good time.
Was the Raider game in Vegas or was it in Dallas?
It was in Dallas. Okay, so none of the Thanksgiving over here. I got to tell you, I can't believe I haven't told you the story off the air today. You would have been in people watching heaven with me the other day. So Joe wanted the kids for like a couple hours for a lunch with his girlfriend and the kids, right? Jamie went somewhere with her boys, so I went off on my own. So I end up at the Cosmopolitan because I'm looking for fried chicken because of course I am. I'm leaving the Cosmopolitan and there's a guy getting kicked out of the Cosmopolitan in the middle of the day. It's like 1:30 in the afternoon, right? And you know, the head of security is always the tiny, chihuahua guy. I'm so badass, yelling.
It's always a guy in black wingtip shoes with slacks and a coat on, about 5'5", looking up at everybody, but you don't mess with them.
You would think you were standing next to me because that's exactly what he looked like. But this is why you don't mess with him, because there's a 6'6" security guard behind him following him out. So this little chihuahua, and don't come back. And the guy goes, can I talk to your manager? Right? And the big security guy comes out and was pretty much like, no, we're not getting a manager for you. You can leave now. So then I'm walking away from that, right? And then there's like one street worker guy chasing another street worker guy, and he's holding like a tray of the guy's stuff, running across the bridge like he stole it or something. And me and these 3 women were like, whoa, we need to get out of the way, but we're also gonna just watch from over here. Because the tray just goes and goes all over everywhere. And then these 2 guys start fighting. And the 6'6" security guard's like, that ain't inside the Cosmopolitan, not my problem. Turns around and goes back in. And you missed it.
Yeah. How did you not record any of that?
I was walking around and I'm like, is this all? Because it would all happen so fast.
I need to get you a body cam.
You do. You
I
do.
really like. I want to see this stuff. These are the things I want to see. This is the stuff. This is the stuff I want to sit down and watch all the time, and just be like in their faces. I'm watching it. You know, like that's the uncomfortable stuff I love.
Yes. Oh, it was so. But these other women, you hear one of them go, get away, and you hear a friend go, but I want to see.
Do you know why they got kicked out or what they were fighting over?
The one runners weren't inside the Cosmo. That was a whole separate thing that happened right after the Cosmo. The other guy, I think he was harassing people.
When you say the guy was holding a tray of his stuff, like a tray of food or a tray of like his belongings?
No, like a tray of stuff he was probably trying to sell on the street, like souvenirs and like items, like retail items. Like
He was
like,
chasing a guy to sell him things?
no, it's like, okay, say you were set up selling your metal hangers, and I walk up to your table of metal hangers and run off of them.
He just picked it up and ran away?
Yes. Yes. So the other guy, who was the original seller of said items, gets up and chases after him.
Rightfully so.
Yes. Yes.
And then the guy dropped all the stuff and then they fought.
Yes. And this has all happened right after I got hustled to buy a book on the strip. This dude comes up to me and he was like, you should. I go, you know what? I've never had anybody come at me to sell a book, like one you read, not like a download that I could put in my Audible, right? And I'm like, what? He goes, I bet this book is better than that drink. And I go, I bet it's not. And he was really nice. And he goes, you know what? Thank you for even giving me the time. Have a nice day, right? I get about 2 blocks and I'm like, can't stop thinking about this guy selling books on the road, like dressed nicely, just trying to sell his book, right? So I turn around, I talk to the guy, his name's Manny. I go, I came to buy your book. He goes, do you know what it's even about? And I go, no, I appreciate your hustle. I've never had anybody try to sell me a book in Las Vegas, right? Start talking to the man, and it's about his life in Las Vegas and how he was this big baseball player, and then he got hurt. And so he crashed in Vegas, pills, booze, drugs. And it's a book about getting sober while in the entertainment industry. And I'm like, I needed that book. Thank you, sir. Best $20 I spent today.
Was he a Major League Baseball player?
No, I think he made it to like the minors. I haven't read the book. I grabbed the book and my Fat Tuesday, the sobriety book in one hand, and my Fat Tuesday in the other, just like to watch the guy get kicked out of the Cosmopolitan.
I've got my yard long right here, and I've got the book that I'm going to read next week about why I'm having too many yard longs right here.
No, because I haven't really been drinking, which you know.
Yeah.
And then we go to Thanksgiving and it's Vegas and blah blah blah. Dude, at the first day, the next day, I was like, I can't do this. So we kept it mild after that. And the reason you get a Fat Tuesday is it's $15 and it lasts the whole day.
Does it really?
It does for yeah.
They're the really long ones, right? Like 3 feet.
Yeah. Well, you could do 2 a day if you want, but all that sugar is going to ruin your life.
Oh, I'm sure. I
151 in it.
I'm trying to remember the last time that I drank at a festival or in like just out like in general, because when I quit drinking, I was just drinking at home all the time. But I think the last time I drank at a bar, because if I'm at a bar, I'm deadly. Like if I'm at a bar, I'll just keep going. Sugar drinks doesn't matter if it tastes good. Like kamikazes were one of my favorites, and kamikazes are loaded with sugar. And I mean, you get that heartburn right here. I just keep on going though. But I think the last time I was at a bar, when I was still drinking, I was a bail bondsman, so I was making a lot of money. I mean, I think it's so much money. So I could go to the bar during the week and spend $200 or $300 a day at the bar, and like it would hurt, but I was single, so it didn't really matter that much, you know? And I think that's the last time I really went hard at the bar was when I was a bail bondsman before I quit drinking. But you're right, that sugar, and if you're not careful, if you don't pay attention, it'll destroy everything right here. It's just nasty.
Everything. And so I'm ordering it, and the lady at the place goes, God, that's going to give you a headache. Right? And sure enough, the next day I was like shaky. I couldn't keep food down. And I told her, I go, we can't do that the rest of this trip. And she's like, oh, either can I. Like, I can't do that.
Is that a tequila drink?
It
Or is it
depends on
daiquiri?
each one of them are different flavors, and some will have amaretto, some have like vodka, some have 151, some have, and I get the 44 Magnum, which is the 151 mixed with the vodka one as like a slushy.
I need to learn more about alcohol. I always thought that 151 is 151 just a brand name because you can't really have 151 proof alcohol in California, can you?
I don't think so. Hold on. Why is it called 151?
Because I know that when I was younger, like the big thing was people would get liquor from like Oklahoma and it would have the corn on the front.
75.5% alcohol by volume. It's named for its alcohol concentration level of 151, but that's 75.5% alcohol in volume.
So 3/4 of a jar of 151 is alcohol and 1/4 is other?
Yeah. So they probably
That
you know how it's like to cook with wine, you pour in the wine and then reduce it. So it sounds like they're putting an alcohol level of 151, and then after processing, it's down to 75%.
it sounds like with that, it's like to start a fire, pour a tablespoon and light a match.
Dude, and this time last year, I would crush 3 of those in a day.
Yeah, it's interesting how little we can handle as time goes on.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not. It's like a rubber band, you know. It's like we've been rubber bands around a whole bunch of broccoli crowns, and somebody
Yeah.
finally took us off the broccoli crowns. Like, oh, give us a minute. We'll be back there. We'll be the same purple rubber band that holds all the things together. You just got to give us a second to snap back.
And then with water being $5 a bottle at every casino.
Is that what it is there?
At least for a small bottle.
Because the alcohol's free, right?
No. If you're sitting at the bar playing poker, if you want the alcohol to be free, you have to be betting at least $1 each hand, and you have to clear $30 first.
And that's all of Vegas, or just where you were at?
Most spots there's a limit now, and you have to pay to park now in Vegas. I think they're making back all that COVID money.
Whoa. So I have a friend right now who's originally from Las Vegas, right? And so she grew up there. So when we go, like if we go anywhere around here, or like we went to Oakland to watch the show a couple of months ago, and anywhere you go where you have to pay to park, she gets so mad. Like you've never seen anybody get more frustrated and more angry with paying to park. She goes, "You don't understand. In Las Vegas, you don't pay."
Now she's
like,
getting
well, I don't know.
And now she's getting, well, usually you don't need to. But we were sitting at the hotel and Joe was like, "Can I just swoop you guys up? It's $25 for me to park there."
Whoa.
Yeah. And I was like, but we had a room key. So I just gave him one of my room keys because he was helping us out and going in and out.
I would imagine that's got to be the bigger spots though, right? I mean, if you go to the Klondike, they're not going to charge you to park in the parking lot.
It's a big casino. It's recent. He said because before he never needed a parking pass because you don't need to pay to park anywhere, but now it's becoming everywhere. So he's just gonna buy like the local residency parking pass for the year.
Wow.
Because it's adding up.
That's crazy. I had no idea. And
this is from a guy who rarely goes out. That's not his deal. And he parks for free at work and works from home most of the time. And it's still adding up, he said.
I really honestly thought that my friend was really overselling like the free parking versus not free parking when she brought it up. I was like, I can't be that big of a deal.
You know how Joe is with money. For him to like be like, I'm just gonna have to cave and buy a parking pass. And he doesn't really, he's not he's not a go out guy. Like there's no reason. And he gets parking from work. You know, he's in the work truck and he still is like, it's costing me a grip.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Where?
Don't gotta pay to park in Modesto unless you're in one of our 2 garages.
All right,
Or in
you
one of
guys,
the 2 outdoor parkings.
we need to jump back on the air. Bye.
Bye, guys.